Anybody can play the guitar starting at any age. Of course, there's an advantage starting younger, but I've met some older ladies and gentlemen in my time who've just been like, I can't play now, it's too late. And to you, I say wrong. You can do anything you want. So when I say I've met people, I've read comments where it's like, I'm 50 years old and what am I gonna do? I can't play like this. I can't learn anything new. I've only been playing the same thing for 30 years. And the only reason you've been playing the same thing for 30 years is because you've chosen to play the same thing for 30 years. And trust me, I am not preaching right now. I'm just telling you that if you think that there's no way you can attain new knowledge, then you are mistaken. It's just a matter of finding the right motivation to practice and the right thing to get the juices flowing. I think it's more difficult to learn things later in life. Language is one that I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to learn Spanish from my wife, who is fluent in Spanish, and that is horribly difficult even though I live with her. So I'm not a stranger to completely learning something new, but in the context of guitar, I think it's actually unique in that guitar is the greatest instrument ever created. So it's very easy to have fun with this thing, whether or not you know that much. So I'm going to show you a couple of tips if you are it doesn't matter your age, like I said. This is just for people who think they can't pick up the guitar and learn it. So the biggest issue people have, young or old, when they're trying to learn guitar is that it's too hard to hold your fingers down. It hurts, so people quit. And on top of that, it's difficult to mute the strings that aren't supposed to be ringing out if you're learning chords or even single note melodies. So how do we resolve the difficult chord shapes and also the ringing of the strings we don't want ringing all in one fell swoop? Well, I'll show you how. It's a simple exercise and it will sound good. Very important when you're learning something new. You don't want to sound like this sucks. So you want to have fun, right? So this is the exercise. It's not really an exercise. It's literally just something that I came up with, but it's something that will make you want to pick up the guitar and at least be able to play something musical right away. You could probably show this to somebody who's never even touched a guitar and they could figure it out. The strumming pattern is up to you. Most important thing here is that it's simple and all the strings can ring out. You don't have to change any of the tuning or anything like that. And it sounds actually pretty cool. Second finger on the G string, 2nd fret, and we're gonna go from the 2nd fret to the 6th fret to the 7th fret to the 9th fret to the 11th fret to the 12th fret to the 14th fret. Every other string open. So there you go, no pedals required, no real skill required. I mean, I embellished on it because I play guitar, but really you can just, still sounds good. I'm not worrying about any strings ringing out. I'm not getting discouraged that I can't mute what I'm trying to mute because it's just a matter of building that finger strength and maybe building your rhythm and having fun in the process. Another cool thing to do is to switch fingers. So if you need to build those calluses up, then just use your pinky, use your middle finger, use your index finger, use your ringer finger. Anyways, there's no right or wrong way to do that, but I showed you the frets that sound the best with all those open strings happening. You don't need any gain or any fancy effects. And I think it's something that'll make you pick up the guitar. That is step one, pick up the guitar. I can't stress enough, if you want to learn anything, the more you do it, I recommend daily, the better you will become faster. So really when it comes down to it, if you're discouraged because you think you can't learn guitar because you've been playing the same thing forever, or you just are too intimidated to pick it up at all, that is on you to decide, hey, I can do this, because you can. Anybody can. You just have to want to do it. And to do it effectively is another step, another piece in the puzzle, but I have a course called The Best Beginner Guitar Course Ever, linked in the description below if you wanted to take a course like that. Or another thing to consider is that you don't have to have a structured curriculum if you're not trying to become a session guitar player or even a hobby guitar player. Maybe you just want to learn a few songs. If that's the case, practice certain things as much as you can, because the moment that you stop practicing after a couple days, then you lose what you've just done. So you have to find ways to get yourself excited to pick up the guitar, whether that's an exercise like the one that I showed you, or enrolling in a course to hold yourself accountable, or figuring out, hey, I'm gonna learn this song and this is like my bucket list moment. But the most important thing that I have to stress to you, you are not too old, or you are not too insert adjective here to learn the guitar, or any instrument for that matter. And I think guitar is the most accessible, especially because there's so many great lessons on YouTube, and just in general, it's a very easy instrument to get a hold of if you want to get a teacher, or just listen to your favorite music and try and play along with them. It's such a fulfilling thing to do, and you don't have to put any pressure on yourself. That's actually the best advice I can give you, is you don't have to feel any kind of pressure to deliver the most ultimate guitar performance every time you sit down to play. The biggest thing you can do is just be having fun every time you play. And who knows, if you start playing and you get into it, you start practicing 20 minutes a day, 30 minutes, an hour, all of a sudden you're like this virtuoso guitar player you never even knew you could be. But it takes the first step of picking up the guitar and having a little motivation to do so. But my message to you is you shouldn't feel like you don't have enough time to play, or you're too old, or you're too whatever. There's no excuse not to play this amazing, glorious instrument. Just look at how much fun I'm having. Anyways, I hope this message finds you well if you're looking for it, and I'll see you next time.